I'm currently on my way to book club and I thought, why would I not take you with me? In fact, why don't we spend the whole week together doing book related things? My book club, like every other book club in the entire world, spent this month reading Onyx Storm, and we are all very excited to talk about this. We're actually going to do book club at Yochi, which if you're not Australian, you don't know what Yochi is. It's just frozen yogurt. And it's amazing. If you watched last week's video, you might also recall that I talked about The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. That was the book I ended last week's video on. I finished it. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was honestly kind of mid. The plot twist was great, by the way. But aside from that, the rest of the book was kind of lackluster, to be honest. And I'm on my way to book club. I'm reading Breath Mints and Battle Scars on my Kindle, and Yochi was packed, as it always is. But is there anything better than talking about books with Yochi? We literally spent hours here, and then we had to move to another cafe where we continued talking for many more hours. And you thought we were done? No, we went straight to Dimex. This is my formal plea to get everyone to join a book club, because there's literally nothing better than spending time in bookstores talking about books with some lovely girls. I believe that when we last spoke, I was coming back from book club, and like I said in that video, if you're not part of a book club, join a book club immediately, because there is literally nothing better in the world than being able to talk about books with a bunch of girls. We get along so well. Look at the power of books. And like I showed you in those clips, we had Yochi, then we went to a cafe, then of course we went to the bookstore, but I was being a good girl. I did not buy a single book. That progress is getting undone today because I am on my way to the bookstore. Well, technically I'm shopping for my friends whose birthdays are this month, but will we stop by the bookstore? Of course we'll stop by the bookstore. And while I was in the bookstore yesterday, I saw the prettiest window display for this book, Iron and Embers. I know nothing about it, but that fan art I saw at that window display, I have to read it. So I have that on my Kindle. We may as well start that today. So if I have time left after shopping, maybe we sit at a cafe, just chill, read for a bit.
Oh my word, we'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look.
I've come back, and true to form, I spent more on myself than I did on my friends whom I was shopping for. But let's talk about the book I got. This is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, and I got it because my friend and I are doing a buddy read of it next week. This sounds ridiculously interesting. So it's about a royal bastard called Fitz who has a power called the Wit, which means he can talk with animals, I think. And he gets trained as an assassin, but his tutor is working against the royal family and I think wants him dead. So basically the fate of the kingdom rests on this royal bastard child. I know nothing else about it except that it just comes very highly recommended. And I know that Robin Hobb has a reputation as a fantasy titan. I haven't read any of her works, but I do know she's very well regarded, so excited to dive into that. As for the rest of today, it is predicted to rain. You can see how cloudy it is. So I have been in the mood for a little bit of Harry Potter recently. The second it starts pouring, I'm lighting candles and I'm gonna watch a Harry Potter movie. Speaking of Harry Potter, I downloaded All the Young Dudes, which is a 500,000 word long fan fiction. You've probably heard about it. It's a Marauders fanfic, and I haven't really delved that much into Marauders type stories, but everyone on TikTok yaps about this fanfic. It is from Lupin's perspective, which I always wanted James's perspective if I was gonna read a Marauders fanfic, but this is apparently the blueprint. I have to read it. If you've been following along recently on this channel, you know I'm very much in my fanfic era, but also as much as I would like to read a Marauders fic, I find the idea that they were all just like these indie fun little boys kind of unrealistic. These were the popular kids of the school. They were kind of bullies. They were bullies. Like, I don't really know how realistic it is for All the Young Dudes to make sense. I don't really care though, because in my mind, fanfiction is not really the same thing as the source material. I said this about Hermione as well. Do I ship Draco and Hermione in the books and the movies? No. That fanfiction is exquisite though, so I don't know, it's just not the same in my mind. It is in fact raining, but I am weirdly in the mood to be productive. One of my New Year's resolutions this year was relearn the violin. When I was a kid, I used to play the violin, but I did quit, and I kind of want to pick it up this year. Here we have my childhood violin. She even has the marks of where your fingers are meant to be placed. Look how fresh this rosin is. You might be like, Shreya, what is bookish about this? Well, I actually want to learn how to play a bunch of soundtracks to my favorite movie adaptations and things like that. Maybe a bit of Game of Thrones, a bit of Harry Potter, all of that. As it pours outside, we are going to sit here and play a bit of violin. I'm probably going to mute me playing because I don't want you to cry. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear the amount of squeaks that are about to come out of that instrument, given that this is my first time in a decade playing. It is pouring rain outside. I don't know if you can hear it, but this might be the best day ever. Like I promised, we are going to watch a Harry Potter movie while I light a candle. Couple of options. The first is Mischief Managed, Slytherin, this one's fun, Hogwarts. This one smells like coffee as well, so I don't know. Oh, we're burning this one. I'm so happy.
What my father is, he's done with also because I was teaching classes.
I don't really think I need to introduce what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm on my way to collect another book. I am in my car. When you see my car, you know I'm on my way to the bookstore. Life is good. I have my Yochi, I have my book. I also have my Beauty Loop. I ordered First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This is next month's book club book and I will be actually reading it in next week's video. This has been making its rounds on TikTok. I don't know too much about it except that it's just a fun, light-hearted rom-com. And the next thing, my Beauty Loop. If you're not from Australia, we get a little free box of beauty goodies every couple of months. Glaze Phase Lip Oil, the Sol de Janeiro butter, little niacinamide thing, Cosmic Power perfume. Oh, this is Charlotte Tilbury. I am currently filming for Book Talk. I just realized this technically constitutes a bookish activity. I totally forgot to mention this while I was in the car, but it's actually Valentine's Day today and I have some fun things planned. Not a date. I'm single. We're gonna go to Galentine's together. This Galentine's is taking place at a romance bookstore and a couple of girls from my book club will also be there. If you haven't heard of Romancing the Novel, it's in Paddington in Sydney. So lovely, so cute, and romance only. But before Galentine's does begin, I do want to head into the city, sit at a cute cafe and just read for a little bit. The day of love and everything, I may as well show myself some self-love by wandering around the city, spending money, eating food, and then we'll go to Galentine's together. I'm actually so excited. I always love heading into Romancing the Novel. If you're Sydney based, go to Romancing the Novel. This is the Valentine's Day fit. Do you like the little ring for Valentine's Day? Let's get going. Let's have a good shop. I just woke up. I was at Galentine's last night. It was so good. I think I stayed there for like 3 hours and Romance ANZ was sponsoring the event and they each gave us a copy of a book and I got Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, and I know that this is like a pretty big book talk book and I'm very excited because I've heard great things. We played like a romance version of Cards Against Humanity, we made bracelets together, and then afterwards a couple of friends and I went to Old Mate's place. It's like a hidden bar and then there are just bookshelves, old bookshelves all over the bar. I think I'll end the video here. This was a week in my life. It is currently Saturday. I started this video last Saturday. See you next week.